Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Shirada Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shirade Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna and welcome you all for our Chaitanya Charitamrita study, wherein we are studying the South India Yatra, and we are at bank of Godavari, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has met Ramanand Rai. So from the entire South India Yatra, the most important milestones of his Yatra, the first and the most important was meeting with Ramanand Rai. And there were others also. This was like very, very important. What Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had come to give us, the people of Kali Yuga, he gave to us through various of his followers. Ramananda Rai was one of the followers. He gave through Saro Bhattacharya, Rupa Goswami Pad, Sanatana Goswami Pad, Ramananda Rai, and finally with the staunch Mayavadi scholar Prakashanand Saraswati. So here in this Samvad, Supreme Lord Krishna is behaving as if he is wanting to seek knowledge, and he has approached Ramanand Rai. So that is also another beauty of the Lord. So he has 4 questions. We have seen one question. We are on question 2. Question number 1, what we have seen is, what is the highest perfection of human life? Sadhya. And now we are on second question. What is the truth of Radha and Krishna, and what are their pastimes? So like that, we have begun, and the truth of Radha and Krishna comes from, first is understanding the Krishna Tattva and then the Radha Tattva. So we are on Krishna Tattva. Verse number 134 to 150 is the Krishna Tattva, and verse number 151 to 185 is Radha Tattva. So we are on Krishna Tattva because we are meeting after a long time, so probably we tend to forget where we are and how we have reached here, what is the context. So both the tattvas, the Swarupa of Krishna and Radharani, is given to us by their glories, their qualities, their nature, like that. So today we are going to discuss from 138 verse. So till now what we have seen is, we have seen Krishna as a supreme controller, Parama Ishvara, as Swayam Bhagavan, supreme personality of Godhead, then Sarva Avatari, source of all incarnations, in Sarva Karana Pradhan, is the cause of all causes, supreme cause of all causes. Then he is the Adhar of all the Vaikuntha planets and all avatars and all the universes, all the Brahmandas. Then his body is Sachidananda Tanu, and he is Rajendra Nandan. Then he is Sarva Aishwarya, Sarva Shakti, Sarva Rasa Purna. Sarva Aishwarya means he has all the opulences in the fullest. Sarva Shakti, he has so many unlimited potencies. And Sarva Rasa, he is abode of all the rasas, and he can reciprocate in any rasa. Sarva Rasa Purna. And then he is Ishvara Parama Krishna. That is Brahma Samhita verse we saw. And today we are going to see 138. He is the spiritual, ever fresh Cupid. Vrindavane aprakruta navina madana kama gayatri kama vijayara upasana. So it means that in the realm of Vrindavan is not just a geographical place, but it is a matter of its one's consciousness. So it is the spiritual realm of Vrindavan. Krishna is the spiritual ever fresh Cupid. Aprakrita. Vrindavane aprakrita navina madana. Navina means all the time he is new, ever fresh. 1 second ago something, he looks different. After 1 second also he looks different. Ever fresh. Navina madana. And Kama Gayatri, Kama Bijay. Yara Upasana. His worship is done by chanting of this Kama Gayatri. What is this Kama Gayatri? What is Gayatri? Little bit of explanation is given in the purport. The purport is very long, and we'll see that what Prabhupada is telling us. So everything about Vrindavan is spiritual, and seemingly it might look like some mundane thing, but it is not. Even not just the Golok Vrindavan, but the Vrindavan which is there in this material realm as well. It is completely spiritual. So you might see things as they are in our cities and our villages, or in our normal places where we are living. But everything about Vrindavan is different and spiritual. So the people are spiritual. The trees, they are wish-fulfilling trees. The land is made of touchstone, chintamani. Water is nectar. And then, actually, when we will go there, we will see, the water is all polluted, and the trees are not even kept nicely, and land is not smooth, and it's not clean also. So what is it? That is what we'll see, and we will feel like that. So that is the curtain which is there on our eyes, like a cataract. We have a cataract. We cannot see Vrindavan as it is. For that, the qualification is purity. Words are musical vibrations and movements are dancing. Even if you just walk, it's considered as dancing. The flute is the Lord's constant companion there. That is the Venu Madhurya which Krishna has. Once he leaves Vrindavan, then he goes to Mathura and then Dwarka is created. Then he has his flute, but it's not that he's carrying all the time. But in Vrindavan, the flute is always there. Whether it is put in his kamar bandha or it is in his hand, it is there with him. And the planet Goloka Vrindavan is self-luminous like the sun and is full of spiritual bliss. That Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, that there is no electricity, there is no sun, there is no moon. It is just because of Krishna's self-effulgence, the Brahma Jyoti. Everything is self-luminous. And the perfection of life in tasting that spiritual existence. That is why even in the Bhauma Vrindavan, we have to actually search. Search to see something more than what we are seeing with our eyes. Because with our eyes, we might see all the wrong things only. So perfection of life lies in tasting that spiritual existence. Taste, we should have that taste. Therefore, everyone should cultivate its knowledge. In Vrindavan, spiritual cows are always supplying spiritual milk. Now, what is spiritual cow and what is spiritual milk? What is the difference between a normal cow and spiritual cow? What is the difference between a normal milk and spiritual milk? All that which is in the service of Krishna is spiritual. Otherwise, it's material, like that. Not a single moment is wasted there. Basically, there is no time only. There is nothing like our class will start at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. No, there is no clock only there. That is why not a single moment is wasted. It is difficult to understand that there is no time is exactly what happens. Not a single particle of time is wasted within this material universe. The devotees worship that transcendental abode as Goloka Vrindavan. Lord Brahma himself said, let me worship that spiritual land where Krishna is present. So, the purport is long and there are many things that probably you might be also hearing and making your own notes to pick up what is that is important for you. And that is required also. So you can continue that. And we feel if you are not able to appreciate, if you are not feeling anxious to know, that means there is some problem in our heart. Prabhupada writes that this transcendental Vrindavan is not appreciated by those who are not devotees or self-realized souls, because this Vrindavan is all spiritual. The pastimes of the Lord there are also spiritual. Because when we speak about spiritual ever fresh Cupid, and Cupid is famous for throwing his bow and using his bow and sending his arrow, and then a man and a woman, they fall in love. So that is what Cupid is famous for. So we might feel that if Krishna is only spiritual ever fresh Cupid, that means he is also having such a relation, or he is also having that lusty desire. Yeah, so even if Krishna has lusty desire, those lusty desire are also spiritual, which is sometimes very difficult for us to understand. So everything about Krishna, all his pastimes are spiritual. Nothing is material. And like that, Prabhupada writes this prayer by Narottam Das Thakur. Ar kabe nitai chander karuna karibe. This is Gauranga bolito habe. Samsara vasana mora kabe tuchh habe. Vishaya chadiya kabe shuddha habe mana. Kabe hama herabo Shri Vrindavana. When will my mind get purified of all that material dirt which I have, and only because of which I will be able to see and understand and realize, feel the presence of spiritual Vrindavan. So like that. Taking shelter of Rupa, Raghunatha Pade, Haibe Akuti, Kabe, Hame, Bhujabo, say Yugala Piriti. When I will be attracted to the instructions of the Goswamis, so that I will be able to understand what is Radha and Krishna and what is Vrindavan. And this is a whole section about that. Although we saw few characteristics of Krishna as his qualities or his glories, some of them were very easy to understand, but this particular characteristic of Aprakruta Navina Madana is little tough to understand because lack of purity of my heart. So these verses indicate that one has to be purified of all material desires and all attraction for fruitive activity and speculative knowledge if one wishes to understand Vrindavan. To understand Vrindavan, to understand Krishna is not easy. And only when we understand him, then Krishna says that such a person does not have to take birth again. Because when you have understood means the level of conviction is so high, the surrender is high. So not naturally, one who is saying that I understand means is a pure devotee. And pure devotee does not have to take birth again. Till then we have to take birth. Then Prabhupada turns to Gayatri. What is Gayatri? So in between he also speaks about when we say that Krishna enjoys the gopis, that means what does he do? What is the relationship? What are the activities? Because we will normally convert it into some sexual act. So it is not that. So Prabhupada writes a bit about that also. And then he goes to speaking about Gayatri. And he gives a definition of Gayatri. The Gayatri mantra is very famous in our country. And anyone just chants. Sometimes they just put the Gayatri mantra in some puja also. Loudspeaker pe. And many people just chant Gayatri on, like how we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, they also chant Gayatri. But Gayatri is a very powerful mantra. That's how in ISKCON we are allowed to chant Gayatri when we are awarded Brahman Diksha. So it's not for everyone. There is some qualification for that. So what is actually Gayatri? Prabhupada writes that Gayatri means that which delivers one from material entanglement. So one who has that conviction to get completely relieved from material allurements, such a person only can take Gayatri or accept Gayatri for chanting. Well, it's not some song kind of a thing which can be played as the background of some puja. It's not like that. And Kama Gayatri is like a Vedic hymn, but it is Krishna himself. Kama Gayatri is equal to Krishna. There is no difference between Kama Gayatri and Krishna. And Gayatri is that mantra which delivers one from material entanglement. So it can deliver anyone, but that person has to be having that deep desire to get delivered. Otherwise, if the person is still having a lot of desires of enjoyment through matter, material desires are there, for such a person, Gayatri will not only not work, it might boomerang also. So like that, Prabhupada speaks about Kama Gayatri and also Kama Deva for us to understand who is Kama Deva. Kama Deva is Madan Mohan deity, our Sambandha Bhagavan. Because he is one who even attracted Kamadev, Madana. Madana means Kama. Madana also became mohit by the beauty and the sweetness and qualities of Krishna. That's why his name is Madana Mohan. So for us, Kamdev is Madan Mohan. Like that. And then Prabhupada mentions about a verse from Brahma Samhita. So Gayatri is the mother of the Vedas, having been manifested by the divine sound of Sri Krishna's flute, entered the lotus mouth of Brahma, the self-born, through his 8 ear holes, because he has 4 heads, so 8 ear holes. Thus the lotus-born Brahma received the Gayatri mantra, which had sprung from the song of Sri Krishna's flute. In this way, he attained twice-born status. Having been initiated by the Supreme Primal Preceptor, Godhead himself, enlightened by the recollection of that Gayatri, which embodies the 3 Vedas, Brahma became acquainted with the expanse of the ocean of truth. Then he worshipped Sri Krishna, the essence of all the Vedas, with a hymn. And immediately after this verse starts Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami verse from Brahma Samhita. So like that is the actual glorification of Govinda. Till then, Brahmaji is speaking about the various aspects of Krishna, Goloka, material creation, many things like that. Brahma coming from Garbhodaksha, Vishnu, all those things are spoken by Brahmaji. And later on, he actually starts glorifying the Lord with Govindam Adi Purush. So like that is this verse. Aprakrita Navina Madana, and one who is worshipped by Kama Gayatri and Kama Bija. So many things we might not have understood in this, but at least we understood one thing, that we have to get qualified to chant Gayatri, and the most important qualification is that I should be completely disinterested in material enjoyment. Completely. Then only probably I will get that mantra. So with this 138, we go to 139. In this 139, the quality of the Lord, glory of the Lord is Manmatha Madana. Purusha Yoshita Kiba Sthavara Jangama Sarva Chittakarshaka Sakshat Manmatha Madana. Manmatha means one who actually captivates the mind of Madana. Krishna is one who attracts Madan also. And therefore, he is Krishna, is all attractive. He is attractive to everyone, to all. Purusha, Yoshita. Purusha means male, Yoshita means female. Kiba, Sthavara Jangama, and all that which cannot move, all living entities which cannot move. Sthavar and Jangama. Sthavar means which cannot move, and Jangama which can move. So basically all living entities, right from mountains and trees, they cannot move, they are there only. And living entities who can move, so like all the rest of the species can move. So he is attractive to all male, female, sthavara, jangama, and that is how he is called the all attractive Krishna. So it is very difficult to have no attraction for Krishna. If someone feels that no, I am not attracted, so either they are lying or some problem is there in some faculty. Otherwise, it is just not possible to not like Krishna. Something about Krishna will be intriguing, and that is the place where they will feel attracted, even if they are not devotee of the Lord. So, like that, this verse speaks about Matha Madana, and here also the purport is very long. So we'll see few things from here. Okay, so Sarva Chitta Akarshaka Sakshat Manmatha Madana. How one gets attracted to Krishna? Chitta Akarshaka. Because he attracts our minds. And our mind is attracted because of various things, because of Krishna's Guna, Rupa, Leela, or all or combination of that. Something will be there which the jiva will get attracted to Krishna. So once again here also the Aprakruta Madana is mentioned, and Prabhupada writes about Mayavadis also, because Mayavadis consider Krishna as with material body. So they make that particular aparad by thinking, even if they feel Krishna is formless, oh, that's okay, that is still not an aparad, because Krishna is both formless and with a form. So if they just restrict their understanding to formless, then also it's not aparad. But the moment they say that the Supreme Lord is formless, and then that same Supreme Formless Lord takes appearance, he appears in the various forms in the material realm, and all those forms are material. That is a place where Mayavadis do a aparad. So it is a little difficult for them to understand. And then Prabhupada speaks about the gopis, that how gopis are also having the same spiritual quality. And as Krishna's body is transcendental, Gopi's body is also transcendental. So we might feel that how these gopis are, they are married and they are having children and mother-in-law, father-in-law, and all of a sudden when Krishna plays the flute, they just drop things and they just go running towards Krishna. You know, whatever time, middle of the night or sleeping time, they just don't bother. Just imagine if something is like this happening, there will be a chaos at their homes. It is also said that gopis leave that place, means they leave with their spiritual body. And their body is not material. And their attraction to Krishna is not on the bodily level, that, oh, Krishna is so beautiful, so I am also beautiful, so now I will have a loving relationship with Krishna. So it is not, Prabhupada is writing, neither Krishna nor the gopis have anything to do with the lumps of matter or the material conception. Because when we see our child born, his child is born and very sweet, cute they are, and then after a few days, months, that is a time like 3-4 months, then they start little smiling and reciprocating. They are so cute. We'll kiss them and we'll touch their cheek. So that love is topmost, but then still that love is based on the physical appearance of that child also. The love. Hare Krishna. I think someone has. But that love of mother and child also transcends actually. Suppose the child is not so beautiful, little ugly looking, or there is some problem with the child, some disability. Still the mother loves the child. Still the mother feels, oh, my child is the most beautiful child in the entire universe. You are seeing that, no, this child is having such problems, it's ugly looking, or child does not have a hand or something like that. There are so many unfortunate cases. But what about the mother? The mother does not feel that. So mother's love for child is why taken on the topmost understanding in this material realm. All other things all other relationships and loving relationships cannot be taken as an example, because that is quite close what Jiva has love for the Supreme Lord. No? Like that. In the material world, the living entity is engaged within a material body, and due to ignorance, he thinks that he is the body. Therefore, here the enjoyment of lusty desires between male and female is all material. One cannot compare lusty desires of a materialistic man to the transcendental lusty desires of Krishna. Just short of words, actually. What does that mean? Unless one is advanced in spiritual science, he cannot understand the lusty desires between Krishna and the gopis. Because the gopis do not consider themselves separate from Krishna. We are part of Krishna. So if I am part of something or someone, then what is the attraction which I have? It is not on the bodily level. Somehow we are not able to translate it into how they must be feeling. At least I am not on that understanding level. So it is like that. The Falashruti of the Rasa Leela, the Pancha Adhyay, the 5 chapters in 10th canto, 29 to 33, the Falashruti of that is that if you keep reading and hearing the Gopi Gita and those chapters, then the lust from our heart will reduce. That is the only way we can do something. Otherwise, why the gopis are running and why they are having and how they can have so much of love and surrender, how they manage their home front, and Chirharan, my God, how can we understand that? It's very, very tough pastime to understand. So like that, since we are not yet so pure, I mean, not we, I am not so pure. Somewhere theoretically, yes, and realization, no. Somewhere it falls short. So keep just hearing. Yeah, this is the reality of relationship, loving relationship between Krishna and gopis. Then one day, slowly, we will get purified and we might understand. When one can understand the body of Krishna as well as the Lord's lusty desires, one is immediately liberated. So, that is why Rupa Goswami Pad gives in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that when we are able to discard our upadhis, sarva upadhi vinirmuktam, when we can discard, then somewhere we start coming closer to our actual relationship with Krishna. And then how to offer ourselves to Krishna can be a little bit understood. Because when we are offering ourselves to someone, then whatever that person wants us to do, we have to be ready to do. There will be no ifs and buts. But we are still on, I am still on that bodily level, so it is a little difficult to fathom. But nevertheless, what we have to do is, we have to keep hearing, chanting the glories of the Lord. And then slowly, Shanai, we will gradually understand. And the most important part is that continuing with devotional service. Prabhupada writes here, simply by engaging in the loving service of the Lord, one can attain liberation. Just keep serving without any expectation, without any fruitive, I will do this, then I will get that. I will chant, I will get peace of mind. I will do this seva, then I will get this prasad. No. Even in our day-to-day services to the Supreme Lord, we have to come out of this understanding that I am not doing it for a particular fruit, because then the acha khasa jo spiritual activity hai, we convert it into karma kanda. So that we have to see. Okay, then Prabhupada is speaking about Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur considers the Brahma Bhuta stage in two divisions, Swarupa Gata and Vastu Gata. One who has understood Krishna in truth but is still maintaining some material connection is known to be situated in his Swarupa, his original consciousness. When that original consciousness is completely spiritual, it is called Krishna consciousness. One who lives in such consciousness is actually living in Vrindavan. So,
can you repeat that, these last three sentences?
Yeah. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur considers the Brahma Bhuta stage in two divisions. Okay, first I will tell about Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma no shochati na kankshati. That verse is there in Bhagavad Gita. A person who is highly advanced in spiritual knowledge and who has attained the Brahma Bhuta stage neither laments nor hankers for anything material. That is a stage of spiritual realization. This is the Brahma Bhuta stage. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving two stages or two categories in this Brahma Bhuta. One is Swarupa Gata and another Vastu Gata. So what is Swarupa Gata? First we will see that. One who has understood Krishna in truth but is still maintaining some material connection is known to be situated in his Swarupa, his original consciousness. We have come with this consciousness actually to enjoy this material world. When that original consciousness is completely spiritual, it is called Krishna consciousness. one who lives in such consciousness is actually living in Vrindavan. He may live anywhere, material location, geographical location will not matter. When by the grace of Krishna one thus advances, he becomes completely uncontaminated by the material body and mind, and at that time factually lives in Vrindavan. That stage is called Vastugata. So you can say that Swarupagata is the beginning and the goal or the destination is Vastugata. So Swarupagata is the beginning of the Jiva struggling with two things. One is understanding Krishna in truth, but still some material connection is there here, there. And then when that is getting purified, one is actually Krishna conscious. Such a person is actually, wherever living anywhere, is actually able to live in Vrindavan consciousness. That is called Vastugata.
Thank you, Madam.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is why we say that normally we hanker to go to the dham and some yatra. So wherever anyone from our temples they are taking, we say, chalo, chalo, let's go. And at least those few days we are completely fixed and focused in our spiritual consciousness is completely spiritual. And it is not possible for us to be in traveling mode only all the time. We have to return back to our homes, which are based in a heart of the city, where everything is material only. We are connected with everything material. And that way, how do we live in Vrindavan while being in Hyderabad, Mumbai, Pune, anywhere? That is very important. So, one should execute his spiritual activities in the Swarupagata state of consciousness. He should also chant such spiritual mantras as Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, the Chinmayi Gayatri, Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha, and Klim Kamadevaya Vidme Pushpamanaya Dhimahi Tanno Nangaha Prachodayat. These are the Kama Gayatri or the Kama Bija mantras. One should be initiated by a bona fide spiritual master and worship Krishna with these transcendental mantras. So whenever we will get Brahman initiation, whatever mantra is given, we will chant that, and as we saw in our earlier was, that is actually can be granted only when there is no tinge of material attraction at all. Then only actually Brahman initiation should be given. So anyways, what happens or all that we will not discuss. But so like that, Prabhupada speaks, and since every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna, Krishna is naturally attractive. Due to the material covering, one's attraction for Krishna is checked. Because we are so much engrossed in identifying ourselves with this material covering that we just want to beautify this material covering. And where is the time to look at Krishna? There is no time, and there is no way we can get attracted then. So like that, although Krishna is Sarva Chitta Akarshaka, but if you don't look at him only, then how will you get Akarshan? So Prabhupada completes this purport by saying that this attraction is within everyone's heart, and when the heart is cleansed, that attraction is manifested. Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Maha Davagni Nirvapanam. And that Cheto Darpana Marjanam is a chanting of the holy name, which we have taken a vow of chanting minimum 16 rounds. So minimum 16 rounds is the vow, not only 16 rounds. So we can chant more If we have time, chant one more, another time. Full half an hour we have, okay, chant more. थोड़ा ऐसा आदत डालना चाहिए that to chant, to get attracted to pick up the bead bag even after 16 rounds are done. Or you can make your basic number of rounds only, not just 16, can be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, more and more. That also can be done. So that is the only cure for this disease. So like that, we are on now 140th verse, 140. And 140th verse is from Bhagavatam. This verse is again speaking of Manmatha. Tasam avira bhuchauri smaya mana mukhambuja pitambaradhar stragvi sakshan manmatha. Means he is attracted even to Cupid. And such attractive Krishna was within the entire gamut of all the gopis. He was in the center of that. This is about the Ras Leela. When Krishna left the Ras Leela, the gopis became very sad. And they were grieving and lamenting and searching, and then Krishna appeared also again. So when he appeared, this is the verse spoken. And how Krishna is Manmatha. So earlier verse was Manmatha Madana, now Manmatha. Because he is attractive even to Cupid. So 141 is Nana Bhakte Rasamrita Nana Vida Hoy Sei Saba Rasamritera Vishaya Ashray. So Krishna is the Vishaya and the devotee who is worshipping Krishna is the Ashraya. And Nana Bhaktera, there are different types of devotees, and every devotee has a unique relation with Krishna. It cannot be same. Nothing can be same. Like we also have, how many people we know in our life? How many people are there in our contact list of our phone? Probably we don't know all of them, but at least half of them we are in touch. So at least 1,000, 2,000 people we know for sure wherein we are in touch with them. With all these 1,000, 2,000 people, we have a separate relationship. It cannot be same. Even if the mother has 2 children, 3 children, then also the relationship with every child is different, isn't it? We are parents, mother and father, but our relationship with our mother is different, with father is different. So between Jiva also there are so many different combinations of exchange of mellows. The same is for Krishna. Nana Bhakte Rasamrita Nana Vida hai. So much of variety. And between all this, the common point is that every devotee is the Ashray and Krishna is the Vishay. So this is the quality of the Lord, that he is able to reciprocate with unlimited jivas. Then 142. Oh, this is the very first verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Akhila Rasamrita Murti Prashramara Ruchi Rudda Taraka Pali Kalita Shama Lalito Radha Preyan Vidur Jayati. This is like the Vastu Nirdesh opening verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And who is the object of this book, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? It is mentioned here. This book is about that person who is Akhila Rasamrita Murti. He is the storehouse, the reservoir of all rasas, which give pleasure to him and others. Whoever with him, he is reciprocating. Akhila Rasamrita Murti. That Rasamrita Murti is exchanging different mellows of basic 5 rasas and 7 secondary, like that. And Prashramara. And he is spreading his attraction. Ruchi Rudha Taraka Pali. So there are different types of gopis mentioned here. Taraka Pali, Shama Lalita, Radha. So 3 types of gopis are mentioned. So Taraka and Pali, these two gopis, what Krishna did, he subjugated them. Rudha. So he was able to subjugate. Subjugate means they found Krishna to take shelter in such a way that considering Krishna is superior. Subjugated. Taraka and Pali. Kalita Shama Lalita. So Kalita means he could make Shama and Lalita, these 2 gopis, he could make their minds absorbed in him. And he absorbed the minds of Shama and Lalita. And Radha Prayam Vidura Jayati. So that gopi, whose name is Radha, Srimati Radharani, for her, he became Prayan. He became the most dearmost to this gopi called Radha. Who? This is all about who? This is all about Krishna. Vidur Jayati. That Krishna we are glorifying. And this is the Vastu Nirdesh of Bhakti Rasamrita. We are going to discuss about him in the entire book. That is what is the opening verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And that is verse 142. 143. Shringara Rasa Rajamaya Murtidhara Ata Eva Atma Paryanta Sarvachittahara. So, Sarvachittahara means he is able to, hara means to steal, he is able to steal the chitta of everyone. It is very difficult to steal the chitta of everyone. And that is possible only by Krishna only. So, Shringara Rasa Raja Maya. That is the topmost rasa is of Madhurya. In that, Shringara, Madhurya rasa is also called Shringara rasa. So he is the Rasaraj, he is the king of all mellows, Rasa Bihari, Radha Ras Bihari from Juhu. Murtidhara. Krishna is a personified reservoir of all pleasure. That is how he is able to please any person. Any person gets attracted to him. Even the enemies, even those who are fearing him, in the arena, that wrestling arena, and in Mathura, when Krishna Balram came there and everyone looked at them. Bhagavatam says that how different people saw Krishna as different things and they got attracted. They were mesmerized. Their eyes and heart, everything got completely fixed on Krishna. So Kamsa was also looking at him, seeing him as his Kal, and wrestlers were looking at him thinking he's like a lightning, and friends were looking at him, oh, he's our best friend Krishna, chalo Krishna, maro. And all the elderly people, all elderly gopas and all elderly people from Mathura, they were saying, Arey, Bapre, tu kitna chota balak hai. He is so soft. What will happen? He should take care. And otherwise, these wrestlers are so huge. They will crush him. They were thinking like that. So everyone is getting attracted. Even the enemy is getting attracted to Krishna. Like that. Very beautiful verse. So he is all attractive. And what to speak about attractive to devotees. This is even the enemies are getting attracted. And most is Ataeva Atma Paryanta Sarva Chittahara. Then Krishna gets attracted to himself. How many of you get attracted when you see your image in the mirror? Arey, wow, kya beauty hai. Do you feel like that? We will feel, अरे इधर पिंपल है, इधर तो आँख के नीचे काला हो गया है, अरे मैं कितना मोटी हो गई. We will see all defects only. We never say, oh wow, kya beauty. But Krishna gets attracted. No, when he was in Vrindavan and he was stealing butter and he was putting his hand in the butter pot and finding ki butter hai kya, idhar hai kya, udhar hai kya. Then he found finally butter and he put his hand and big gola of butter he put in his mouth, and he was standing in front of a pillar and the pillar was shining so much like mirror only. So Krishna saw in that pillar, who is this person? He's so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. It is you only, Krishna. When Krishna behaves like he's a small baby, he decides to forget he is God and he does such sweet pastimes and he feels attracted to himself only. That is what it's written here. Ata eva atma paryanta sarva chittahara. This is 143. Now, it is 144. Okay, so also Krishna is Krishna's expansions also get attracted to Krishna. Like Karanodakshai Vishnu wanted to see Krishna. No, you know the story, na? That's why he stole the sons of the Brahmana. All the Brahmana sons were dying. And then Arjuna finally took that vow that I will not allow this son to be dead. And that son also got dead. And now Arjuna, he takes any vow, means he says that if I can't do, I'll jump in fire. This is his favorite vow. Krishna says that, Arey Baba, aisa vow kyun lete hai? I am put in trouble because of you. So then Krishna takes Arjuna, takes it, holds his hand and he takes him. They are in, this is happening in Dwarka. He takes his hand and he crosses the entire Jambudvipa and then the entire, all the planetary systems which are about in Brahmaloka, and they go ahead and they cross all the 7 layers of the of our universe, and they penetrate that, they go ahead all the universes, and then they finally reach the causal ocean where Karanodakshai Vishnu is lying down. And Arjuna is wondering, where is Krishna taking? And then finally Mahavishnu is lying down, and then who is Mahavishnu? Is expansion of Krishna only. But he wanted to see Krishna. And he cannot come to Dwarka. Mahavishnu is form is such that he cannot travel any here there. But form of Krishna also gets attracted to Krishna. That is also there. That's how he gets attracted to himself. So now we are on 144. So 144 verse is from Gita Govinda. Gita Govinda is very, very high level poetic rendition by Jayadev Goswami. It speaks about the very intimate dealings between Krishna and Radharani. Firstly, only I'm not able to understand, and then if it is high level and very intimate, then what will understand? So like that, this verse is there, and I'll just read the translation.
उठ ग 5 वाजले तर किती वेळ झाला उठून तुला
What language is that? Looks like little bit of Marathi is there. My dear friend, just see how Sri Krishna is enjoying the season of spring with the gopis embracing each of his limbs. He is like amorous love personified. With his transcendental pastimes, he enlivens all the gopis and the entire creation. With his soft bluish black arms and legs which resemble blue lotus flowers, he has created a festival for Cupid. And then from here, this is 144, 145, 145 to 150. It is about how Krishna is attracted to Mahavishnu, that is also coming, and Narayan, and all those different forms of the Lord, how he is attracted. He is attracted. Lakshmi is also attracted to him. Lakshmi is a consort of Vishnu. She is nicely sitting near Vishnu and doing Pada Sevanan, massaging his feet. She gets attracted and she wants to join the Rasa Leela. So these are all these verses. 145 is about how Krishna attracts Narayan, who is the incarnation of Sankarshan and the husband of goddess of fortune. He attracts not only Narayan but also all women headed by the goddess of fortune, the consort of Narayan. So, what is it? It is consort of Narayan, consort of Vishnu, Lakshmi. There are so many Lakshmis, and this Lakshmi is attracted to Krishna, and Krishna and Narayan are that way not different. So sometimes we will feel, chal kya raha hai yahan pe? So it is, they are different and they are same. They are same because it's an expansion, plenary portion or portion of the plenary portion, but there is a difference, and that difference is of the rasa. What rasa is there between Lakshmi and Narayan? It is completely different between the gopis and the Supreme Lord Krishna. So Lakshmi gets attracted to Krishna means because of that rasa. So this is 145 verse is about Narayan and even Lakshmi getting attracted to Krishna. 146 is about Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu is taken all these sons of the Brahmana, and then Krishna is asking, Are, why have you done like this? So he is speaking to Krishna and Arjun. I wanted to see both of you, not just Krishna, even Arjuna, Nara and Narayan, who are there as Krishna and Arjun. He wanted to see both. And therefore, I have brought the sons of the Brahmana here. Both of you have appeared in the material world to re-establish religious principles, and you have both appeared here with all your potencies. After killing all the demons, please quickly return to the spiritual world. वो भी बोल दिया महाविष्णु ने कि आपका प्रोजेक्ट है, ये प्रोजेक्ट खत्म होने के बाद वापस चले जाओ आप. So like that, Krishna Krishna becomes the point of attraction of Narayan, of Mahavishnu, And in verse number 147, it's a very beautiful verse from Bhagavatam, which is spoken by the wives of Kaliya. Now, Kaliya had become mad with his pride of his strength, and he had become completely insensitive to people around and was creating havoc. But the wives of Kaliya were devotees of Krishna. So when finally the fight and dance of Krishna on Kaliya's head, all that happens, then Kaliya realizes, and with whom I am fighting. Actually, Kaliya also was devotee only, but he had forgotten. He had become unmatta with his power, and but his wives had not. So Krishna danced on his hoods, and now the Krishna was in such a heavy dance took place that looked like Kaliya will now leave his body, and that time only his wives intervened. And they started glorifying Krishna and even their husband, and they said that, oh, our husband is so poisonous, not just because he is a serpent, but his mind, his consciousness is also full of poison. But now, oh Lord, we do not know how the serpent Kaliya attained such an opportunity to be touched by the dust of your lotus feet. Jo kuch ho, even if Kaliya was so poisonous, but because Krishna chose to dance on him, his feet touched the hoods of Kaliya. Wow. What else can anyone want? So they are saying, we do not know. Actually, our husband is not qualified, but then still he has got the impressions of the lotus feet of you, oh my dear Krishna. For this end, the goddess of fortune performed austerities for centuries, giving up all other desires and observing austere vows. All devotees want this, that Krishna's lotus feet, the dust of his lotus feet should come on my head. Brahma is sitting there in Prasana. Till now, his four heads are the four hills. Because he wants all the devotees of Krishna and Radharani walk on him. So big devotees, big devatas and powerful people of this universe, they just are wanting to desire that let the lotus feet, the dust of the lotus feet come on my head. And this Kaliya, who was like useless fellow, we are not understanding how he has got this opportunity. The wives are saying. Indeed, we do not know how this serpent Kaliya got such an opportunity. So further, then they say that, please forgive our husband has now realized. Just if you can look at him, then you will know that he is understood his mistake. So like that, they start pleading. And because the wives of Kaliya, who were devotees of Krishna, they intervened. They put in that proposal to save him. Krishna didn't kill Kaliya. Otherwise, all other demons he killed. Kaliya was not killed. So, like that, Krishna steals the mind of even a poisonous person, poisonous snake, and even actually in I don't know whether the further verses it will say. I'll just see. No, it's not there. But in Bhagavatam, in Bhishma Dev's prayers, Bhishma Dev is saying that all those who saw Krishna while fighting on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, they were fighting. All of a sudden they saw Arjuna's Rath, and on the Arjuna's Rath, the chariot driver is Krishna. So they just kept looking at Krishna, his beauty, how his more pankha is there in the crown, and how it is moving, and his curly hair. There is ash or dust on that curly hair, and when he moves like this, then the hair moves. And while seeing, they got killed. So Bhishma Devi is saying, so many soldiers just looking at you, they became so absorbed that they just forgot that they are on the battlefield, they are supposed to fight, and they have all achieved a higher destination. Very beautiful that how Krishna can steal the heart of his enemies also. Like that. And then we will just complete these 2 verses and then stop, so that next time we can speak about Radharani, Radha Tattva. So 148. Apana madhurya hare, apanar mana, apana apani chahe karite alingana. Lord Krishna's sweetness is so attractive that it steals away his own mind. Thus, even he wants to embrace himself. कभी आपने अपने खुद को एम्ब्रेस किया है? No, you cannot. आपको आइडिया भी नहीं आएगा. But Krishna not only attracts others, he attracts himself also. Once again, this is spoken. Earlier also, this verse, like that verse came. Upon seeing his own reflection in a bejeweled pillar of his Dwarka palace, Krishna desired to embrace it, saying, alas, I have never seen such a person before. Who is he? In Dwarka, not in Gokula, where Gokula is a small boy, but here he is a big man. Krishna is a big man. He is Kaishora, but then he is much older. But still he feels like that. Who is he? Just by seeing him, I have become eager to embrace him exactly like Srimati Radharani. So, very sweet. And then we come to the verse number 150, which will be the end of this section. Eita sangshepe kahila Krishnera swarupa, ebe sanksep kahi shuno Radha tattva rupa. So Ramanand Rai says that now I have spoken about Krishna tattva. Sankshep. Sankshep means Sankshipta. In brief. In brief I have spoken. Now Sankshep kahi shuno Radha tattva. So now I will speak in brief Radha tattva also. What is the position of Srimati Radharani? What is her importance? What are her qualities? Like that I will speak, he says. And that is from verse number 151 to 185. 151 to 185 इतना सारा राधा रानी के बारे में है that we will go mad actually. So we will take that up in the next session. Is that fine? Yeah. So,
Fine, Mataji.
So
Yes, Mataji.
just had